So many of you know the brilliant animatics from the YouTuber sadist. She makes these beautiful cinematic trailers of the Dream SMP. Even though I'm not really a regular watcher of the Dream SMP streams, I still love these animatics. Every time one pops up on my recommended, I watch it and then the whole series over again. So I thought I would break down the latest animatic of sadist, the Hog Hunt. Before we do that, could you guys please leave a like and subscribe? I'm trying to hit 350 subscribers on YouTube, and also please follow me on Twitch because I'm trying to get affiliated. So I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown.
You're like a ghost. You're haunting me.
When the video starts, we get the usual sadist warning before getting a beautiful shot of Ghostbur awakening, which is drawn so beautifully and gives this eerie vibe to the character. We follow up with a shot of Lemamberg to show that a lot has changed since the end of the last animatic, that the nation has risen out of its crater. Then we see a shot of the anvil being raised into the sky with one of the beautiful sound effects that sadist started to use in this animatic. Next we see Tubble with these two Lemamberg flags hanging beside him and the sun rising in the distance. Then we get a shot of Tubble holding an axe and showing the normal side of his face before shifting and showing the burns inflicted by the blade in the second animatic. This is a beautiful piece of storytelling. This shows a new day has risen for Lemamberg with a new leader, Tubbo. But it also shows the changes in his character from this innocent little boy into someone he might not wanted to be before. Sadist really went all out with this one. The animation just went up with the reflection in the axe and also the continuity with the burns on Tubbo. This is really beautiful. I have to say, Sadist really brought it all to this one. Next we got the two shots of the fallen angel Filza looking at the anvil with the sound effect of creaking wood, which is understandable when everything is standing above a crater filled with water.
Just like a ghost. You're haunting me.
The only thing that works in this world is that you treat others as they treat you. Those that have treated me with kindness, I will repay that kindness tenfold. And those that treat me with injustice, that use me, that hunt me down, that hurt my friends, I shall repay that injustice 1,000 times over.
In the next clip of this video we get introduced to our protagonist, the Blade, Technoblade himself. Throughout this clip we hear him narrate about his morals and the consequences you have when you break them. Then we see a raven fly over the forest and a feather falling down next to the trail of blue left by Ghostbur. After that we see the raven land on Technoblade's window. I have several theories about why Sadist drew the raven. This is actually not the first time we have seen the raven. The first time we have seen the raven was when Filza was brought into the story in the third animatic. Theory number 1 is that Filza is the raven. This is supported by the first appearance of the raven, but I do not think this is the case. If you look at the raven, you can see that its right wing is still intact, which is not the case for Filza himself. My second theory is that the raven is IRL Wilbur, the writer of the story, because Will is the reason that Filza joined the Dream SMP, and you can see the raven drop him off in animatic 3. One counter to this is that the raven does look like he is warning Techno to the threat of the Butcher army. This could mean it's one of Filza's pets. Next we see the shadow of Tubbo gearing up for the fight, followed by a shot of him and his army looking at Techno's house. After that we see Techno get ready for the fight. And then we see one of the coolest scenes in the animatic where it looks like he kills Quackity.
Hey, big you! That's what I found.
So the plan is simple. We find and we kill Technoblade.
There's no other way. I choose blood!
No! Oh no! What? Vic, you do something! Vic, you!
Stop! Stop!
You get away from that horse, Quackity!
Technoblade, drop everything, or I'm going to kill this horse right in front of you.
You actually got him.
Phil, what did they do to you?
Let's break down the next clip to the sadist animatic. We start off with the Butcher army assembling for the job they are about to do. Then we see the Butcher army ransack Phil's house for any clues to Techno's location. We see the contents of someone's ender chest before Tubbo finding the compass. This leads into Phil's punishment and him being put under house arrest. After that we see everyone prepare for the fight. Quackity speaking to the army, followed by Techno getting the warning, then followed by Philza spreading his wings and putting on his creeper disguise. Which is totally creepy, showing he really is the fallen angel that he is. Now we have come to the fight scene where Technoblade will start to attack the Butcher army. The Butcher army is losing to Techno until Quackity takes Carl and threatens his life. This makes Techno drop his stuff and go back with them to L'Manberg. After that we see some quick shots of Philza lurking in the forest and a handprint from Wilbur stuck on a tree at the edge of the forest. In the shot we can also see the first part of the journey back to L'Manberg with Carl being put into Quackity's boat, which looks kinda funny to be honest. Then we see some shots of them making the journey back to L'Manberg before arriving there at the docks. Then we get a couple of shots of Techno being dragged through the streets of L'Manberg. Then we see Philza being surprised by the appearance of Techno, which he probably couldn't believe when he saw in the forest. We see Techno lunge at his restraints in anger at what they had done to Phil before the screen turns white.
Technoblade has robbed our country of everything that made it special, of everything that defined what it was. Do it! Big you, pull the lever! Pull the lever, Big you!
Did you really think, Quackity, that you could kill me that easily?
You have done so much fucking damage to everything we've been building all fucking long, Techno.
I have a pickaxe, and I'll put it through your teeth.
Let's break down the climax part, the cinematic trailer. The screen starts from white and slowly transforms into an anvil hanging high in the sky above Technoblade. We follow it up with Technoblade walking onto the stage for his public execution. Then Tubbo cuts in and gives a speech about how Technoblade destroys this country and why he should die for his crimes. We follow this up with two hooded figures on top of a house, looking down on the event. It's Dream and Puns looking incredibly suspicious, and I absolutely love it. This is what I would like to look like if I were some type of D&D character. I also love how Puns casually just throws the Ender Pearl with just a small hand gesture from Dream. Puns lands casually on the stage and starts to make chaos. This leads to a pretty epic scene with some of the best sound effects out of the whole video. Tubbo screams to Big Q to pull the lever, and he does so, dooming Technoblade to the painful death by anvil. And now we come to some of the best animation in this video. We watch the anvil fall and see it reflected in Technoblade's eyes, and the music completely shifts for the impending doom that's about to come. You feel tense, and we see one last shot of Friend and Ghostbird together, looking at Techno, with no music, before the relief comes as the beat kicks back in and the totem breaks. We see the squashed Technoblade regrow out under the anvil and form back into himself in a matter of seconds. There are so many cool details in this shot. We see his skull heal and the place where his tusks are attached to his skull, proving that Technoblade is not wearing a mask, but is really a hybrid pig-man person. Then the following cool detail is that his arm is formed inside the bar of the cell, so he needs to pull his arm out. You see Dream, ominous in the distance, about to enter a cave, with Carl in tow, like the little ghost that he is. So Techno runs after him and gets Carl back, but it's revealed that Quackity followed him into the cave. Now we get the fight scene between Quackity and Techno, where Techno just jumps around in the cave, as if he's Master Yoda or something. This while Quackity blames him for all the problems up until then. Then he disarms Quackity, as if he really is Master Yoda, and throws his axe into the wall of the cave. Then grabbing the pickaxe and trying to break Big Q's teeth. At the end of the clip, there's this hidden frame of Techno, really slashing Quackity's face with the pickaxe.
You see, there's something telling me that I haven't shown anyone, not even Philza. I have been working on just a little hobby, Tom. You see this wall? Welcome home, Theseus!
Let's break down the end credits scene of this video. You see a trail of blood back to Techno's house. You see him talking to Tommy. We can see that he has bandaged his arm. We follow his speech about not actually being retired, with him hoarding up many wither skulls, and calling Tommy Theseus as a callback to the nickname he got by Technoblade, out of an old Greek story about a hero who got cast out. There are two last frames hidden in this video. One showing Technoblade with a horrific face and blood on his hands. The skulls in the background have lit up. The other frame is of the Technoblade's blood being turned green. This might be a reference to the green energy of the Totem of Undying that revived him. The last thing to talk about is the music. The music was made from one of the songs from 2Y. He and Marvin Brooks made a remix for this video, so props to them. There are several different ways that the music can partake in the story. The music could be about Technoblade. He might be the person singing and Lemberg is the ghost that is haunting him down. The song could also be about Tubbo. Technoblade might be Tubbo's ghost, because Techno has done much against Tubbo, inflicted burns and helped to blow up Lemberg. The song could also be about Dream, but this is less likely because Dream doesn't play a big part in this section of the story. But the song could allude to him pulling the strings behind the scenes and him being a ghost to everyone on the server. Before everyone heads off, please go check out the creators from the original video. Also go to sadist Patreon and give some support. I just love these animatics and I really just thought it would be fun to make a video about them. So if you all could be so kind, leave a like and maybe sub. I'm trying to hit 350 subs on YouTube. Also visit my Twitch because I really want to get affiliated and make a nice community there. I hope you found my video fun and I wish you all a nice day.